What if someone looks fine 1 minute, but the next minute their skin turns cold, their pulse races, and they seem distant? Not dramatic, not screaming, just fading. Would you recognize shock before it becomes fatal? On Yaraz, we are not just reacting to emergencies. We are learning to recognize the silent warning signs. Today, we talk about medical shock, what it really is, and what you must do immediately. First, let's correct a dangerous misunderstanding. When most people hear shock, they think, oh, they are emotionally shocked. That's not what we are talking about here on Yaraz. Medical shock is not emotional. It is life-threatening. Shock happens when the body is not getting enough blood flow. And when blood flow drops, oxygen drops also. When oxygen drops, organs begin to fail. Shock is the body's quiet shutdown. It is the body quiet shutdown. I'm taking it again so you get me very well. I say that shock happens when the body is not getting enough blood flow. And when blood flow drops, oxygen also will drop. And when oxygen drops, organs in the body system begins to fail. And you'll be wondering what happened. Just know that shock is the body's quiet shutdown. Just silently shut it down. And it can happen faster than people realize. What causes this shock? You might be wondering. Let's slow this down and connect it to what you already know. Yes, let's just be calm and relate to what you know or what you see happening around you so you'll be able to recognize shock when it happens. Shock can happen because of severe bleeding, heart attack, severe burns, serious infection, allergic reaction, trauma. You see? All these ones happens around us and you see it happening. With this, you'll be able to recognize shock when you see one taking place. Shock is not the beginning. It is often the dangerous progression of something else. Something else happens and leads to the shock, etc. That's why recognizing it early matters so much. What are the signs you must never ignore to be able to know that, oh, that which is happening to that person is a shock? Now I want you to imagine you are sitting beside someone. Just imagine yourself sitting beside someone. And then this signs takes place. Pale or grayish skin, cold, clammy skin, rapid breathing, fast, weak pulse, confusion, dizziness, extreme weakness, or restlessness. Here's something very important. They may say, I feel strange. I feel like I'm going to pass out. I don't feel okay. Never ignore those words. So, if you are sitting next to someone and you hear someone saying, oh, I'm just feeling so strange. I don't know what is going on with me. I feel like I'm going to pass out. I don't even feel okay. I feel weak. Don't ignore those words, because if you ignore, a life might be lost. Yes, someone may lose his or her life. Shock does not always scream. Sometimes it whispers. So you will not say that she had been saying that something just happened like a thief in the night and so on and so forth. In this particular case, I'm making it known to you that sometimes he could signal you. He could give you a little bit signal. Sometimes it does, yes. What to do immediately you notice or you observe that there's a shock, someone is having a shock. Because your response matters deeply. 1, you have to call emergency services immediately while trying to help the person out. Make sure you call emergency services immediately. Shock is a medical emergency. Do not wait. Do not assume it will pass. The person will get okay, will be all right. 2, lay the person flat if no injury prevents it. As if the person has no injuries over his or her body, just try to lay the person flat. If there is no suspected spinal or leg injury, lay them flat on their back. Then gently elevate their legs above 12 inches. Why should you do this? Or why am I telling you to do this? It is because this helps blood return to the heart and brain. But if raising legs causes pain, stop it. So you will not say, it is a must, I have to raise this person's leg so that blood could return to the heart or the brain. I started by saying that you should lay the person flat. That is, if there is no injury preventing you laying that person's lung down. Or if there is no suspected spinal or leg injury. And while you are doing it, you have to just gently elevate their legs above or about 12 inches. Because this will help blood flow back to the heart and down to the brain. But if you see that they are having severe pains while you're trying to do that, stop it immediately. 3, keep them warm. Shock causes poor circulation. So you need to cover them with a blanket, a jacket, anything to maintain body heat. Even if the weather is warm, cold skin is a warning sign, as I had said, what could make you know this is a shock or this person is having a shock. Cold skin is a warning sign. So even if it is under hot weather, you have to cover them, keep them warm. 4, do not give food or drink, even if they ask. You see someone having a shock or is about to faint and say, Abby, give me water. Or you just say, give her water, give him water. No, you spoil everything. You worsen the situation. So do not give food or drink, even if they ask. Shock can cause vomiting. They may need surgery. Keep their airways safe. Number 5 things you need to do is stay with them. As I always say, I like saying this. If you meet anybody under this situation, don't just hurry to leave them, no matter what. Don't hurry to leave them. This part is deeply human. Look into their eyes. Speak calmly. Say to them, you are going to be okay. Don't worry. Help will come for you. I'm here. I will make sure you are helped. You'll be okay, my love. When the body feels like it's failing, your presence becomes stability to them, to whoever that person is. Not necessarily until it's your family member. I had said even on the roadside, you see someone under this situation that have been listed out on my videos. Be the savior to that person. Be the first aid giver to that person while seeking for help to that person. You know, when something of this happens, a lot of people will run away so that if the person dies, they will not be alleged that they're the one that killed or they know something about it. And though we are in the war, anything could happen. But genuinely, if you can help, stay put and help till the end. Don't just hurry to leave that person. I had a friend of mine who drives a tricycle. One day, around 9 p.m., I had a call. He told me he was just driving along the road. A car hit someone and ran, just zoom, wow. He did not even wait to care if the person is alive or not. So he had to park his tricycle and wait a distance, a little bit far from that scene to observe what will happen, if anybody will come out to help the person. To his greatest shock or dismay, nobody came out to help the person and blood was flowing. The person was bleeding heavily. He had to come out and take the person to the hospital. On getting there, the hospital people, they held him responsible. They say he must pay for the hospital bill, or he must make sure he finds the person's family member and bring. Hell no. To some extent, there are some things we should be considering. This person is a good Samaritan who brought this person and tried to explain what happened. You are now in turn holding this person responsible. What if he had abandoned this person to die on the way? Will that had been okay? No. So, my dear, please, if you see someone, maybe you are going out along the way, you meet someone on this situation. If you are helping out, stay put and help till the end. You'll be vindicated no matter what. If you are alleged, if you are blamed, yes, that you are the one that did this, did that, you are the cause of what the person is passing through. Just believe in yourself that no matter what, you'll be vindicated. So just stay put and help till the end. Stay with them, don't leave them, and give them those words of life, those words of encouragement. You'll be fine, you'll be okay, you are all right, nothing is wrong with you. So, with this, you know that you are reviving someone's back to life, because your presence becomes stability to a shoulder to lean on, a pillar to lean on to that person at that moment. Now that leads us to why shock is so dangerous. Let's be honest. Shock can lead to organs failure, brain injury, cardiac arrest. I'm saying that shock could lead to organs failure, brain injury, cardiac arrest, and sometimes the person still looks awake. That's what makes it dangerous. It doesn't always look dramatic. It looks like someone's slowly slipping away. Someone is slowly slipping away. And if you wait too long, recovery becomes harder. That's why you need to act immediately. You need to help that person immediately. It could be a lifesaver. Think about this. Severe bleeding can cause shock. Heart attack can cause shock. Severe burns can also cause shock. That's why it is necessary that you watch my previous videos on the shock, the stroke, the bleeding, the fainting, etc. That's why learning shock is powerful. You are not just learning a new topic. You are learning how emergencies progress. This is advanced awareness. So you don't need to play with, you don't need to joke with it. I'm giving you from the bottom of my heart. I learned and I'm sharing it with you as well. Imagine someone you love, they were injured, they seem quite too quiet, their skin feels cold. Now you know what that could mean. With this, knowing about shock, you can tell what it means. You don't panic, you act. Knowledge transforms fear into clarity. Don't forget that. That is what we are building on Yaraz. Not just information. Preparedness with compassion is what we are building on Yaraz. It's what we're trying to let you learn. It's what we are trying to let you see, so you could save the life of your loved one as well as your life as well. Know that emergencies are not always loud. Sometimes the most dangerous moment is the silent one. Now you can recognize it if it happens, and that recognition can save a life. Share this video because someone somewhere will face this moment and may need this video, may need this idea, and they will need to know what you know so that they can act appropriately. Thank you. Bye till I come your way next time. Mwah.